The game Outland is presented as a mythological epic. You are put into the shoes of an unnamed hero, a man from modern times who has been possessed by an ancient spirit that reincarnates through generations to preserve the balance of the universe, not unlike Avatar: The Last Airbender. Through gameplay and visual storytelling, Outland gives a strong impression that you are participating in an epic tale with profound lore. As an ordinary man imbued with the power of a great spirit, the game can be fairly challenging early on. The game's focal color-changing mechanic sees you switching between the forces of creation, the warm red of light and the cool blue of dark. Initially, you may struggle while juggling between combat and color switching, all while evading traps and enemy attacks. As the game progresses, however, you will find yourself switching between the two colors with finesse and becoming an absolute unit. In the same way this unnamed hero must acclimate to his newfound abilities, you as a player will get better intrinsically throughout the game. Once you are used to combat, you will definitely feel like a powerful hero. Your sword swings are weighty, and you're incredibly agile in the air while at the same time you land with great force. Special abilities like the laser beam and hit absorption make you feel absolutely overpowered, and taking down bosses 10 times your size is incredibly satisfying in this game. Outland's visual style and presentation is perhaps its strongest aspect. The game's 6 different areas are very distinct, from the lush foliage of the jungle to the monolithic ruins of the city. The backdrops are often the focal point of the screen when the camera seamlessly zooms out to dwarf the player character amidst giant statues or scenic views. This sense of scale gives a very grandiose feeling reminiscent of Shadow of the Colossus or Lord of the Rings. In addition to the game being absolutely beautiful, the game's invented mythology is made believable by various motifs. A central part of the game's lore is an eternal wheel turning endlessly through countless cycles of death and rebirth. While the symbols of the wheel itself are prolific in the levels, a motif of moving chains and archaic machinery definitely enforces the theme that the cycle of eternity moves endlessly like clockwork. My favorite backdrop comes from the Mother of Eyes boss fight in the city level. Giant gears and chains are present, in addition to statues of men pulling on a smaller chain in agony, incorporating them into the giant mechanism. The men look as though they are constructing one of the wonders of the ancient world. Speaking of which, I believe that the game itself borrows from numerous art styles from the ancient world. Some examples are the silhouette look that is at once highly detailed and minimalistic, invokes the ancient Greek pottery that are records of similar epic tales. Inscriptions on the map in certain areas of the world look as though they are taken straight out of ancient Aztec codices. The winged appearance of the checkpoints and clothes of the player character appear to be distinctly Egyptian, and the themes of reincarnation are seemingly borrowed from Hinduism or Buddhism. This amalgamation of ancient art styles come together to create a look that is unique and has seemingly originated from an ancient civilization. In an interview with the developers, the original Outland was to be an adventure game, similar to Pitfall or Tomb Raider. While the ancient temple aesthetic definitely makes sense in that context, I believe it is much more meaningful in the final game. Instead of being a backdrop in which runes and inscriptions are simply evidence of a past civilization, the final game puts you directly in the tale that unfolds in these inscriptions.